In for the Night is a podcast that discusses movies, random topics, and gives you an excuse to just stay in for the night.
See, I helped.
Once. In like
What do you
20
mean
episodes.
once?
You only helped me once in 20 episodes.
No, it's been like 21 episodes.
You've not even tried to do this. You tried it once and then you're like, I can't do it.
Yeah, because you wrote it weird.
I didn't write it weird.
If and the at or something.
In for the Night is a podcast that discusses movies, random topics, and gives you an excuse to just stay in for the night. To just.
Yeah, I don't like saying to just. I like just saying just stay in for tonight. But you say to just.
To just stay in for the night.
Yeah, I always forget that.
Give you an excuse to just stay in for the night.
I've tried it 3 times, and I kept messing up for that 1 2 just instead of just.
I'm sure you could probably do it now after however many episodes this is.
Like 40.
40 through 2 or 3. Plus, we're not qualified, which is not even added on.
So 58,000.
Probably. We're coming up to a year, guys.
I thought we were already at a year.
No, not yet. February 13th, a day before Valentine's Day.
Ooh, Friday the 13th.
February the 13th.
Friday the 13th. It just sounds better saying Friday the 13th.
Anyway, hey guys, welcome.
Hola.
I'm Katie.
I'm L-E-R.
L-E-R.
Lur.
Yeah. It's like no, I know.
Do you not know how to spell lur?
Do you know who Sacagawea is?
I do not.
Do you know who Lewis and Clark are?
I do not. I know who...
Leif Erikson?
I know who...
Pocahontas?
I know who Clark Kent is.
That's a fictional character. You barely could think of his name.
Good. I was like,
So in this movie, we again get very disheartened with Ty's Lur's public school upbringing. Mom, if you're listening to this, we need to teach him.
What? Lois and Clark?
Lewis and Clark.
Same thing.
Sacagawea.
That sounds like a spice.
To put some Sacagawea in your eyes.
Sacagawea. I mean, not a spice I would want to try, but
it's like it tastes spicy. No, I looked it up and I was actually right. I didn't think I would remember, but Sacagawea helped Lewis and Clark in like their was it exploration of like the Lewis territory, Louisiana Purchase territory.
Like I know what Louisiana Purchase territory is.
You know what Louisiana is, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, Louisiana Purchase, like it was divided by ownership. So Louisiana Purchase pretty much went through the middle. So it was like Louisiana going up and then it spread out a little bit.
Sure. I have no idea what that means. But moving on.
With your 15 states.
At least I know where Louisiana is. So
do you really? Can you point at it on a globe?
Is it in the Gulf of Mexico?
Yeah. It is.
No, it's not.
It's on the Gulf of Mexico.
I said in.
Well, it's touching.
Meaning it's its own island, babe.
Could be.
It could be.
One of these
separated from the United States.
Like California is being separated from the United States.
Texas wants to be separated from the United States. So
just everybody start digging.
just let all 50 states become their own fucking island. Everybody will be happy.
It's like Pangea.
So then we have like a president for each state.
No presidents. I want anarchy. I want tribes. Small individual tribes.
Sure.
I would be the overlord.
Of course you would. So you're a dictator. Great.
I didn't say dictator. I said
now we know.
Overlord.
Same as a dictator.
Overlord Katie.
That sounds weird. You should change your name. Overlord Tyrant.
Oh.
See, you're welcome.
So I was reading a book, and the main character's name is Riot, and I'm like, fuck, that's an awesome name.
That's what we're...
Havoc is our name.
And Riot.
Now it is
no.
Rogue.
Yeah, Rogue. Well,
but now we're switching it to Riot.
No, now we have to have at least 3.
Ugh.
Just kidding.
I want 1.
Don't even want 1.
Barely want 1.
Barely.
I just want to name it. And then give it away.
Name it? Jesus. It's a human being, babe, not an it.
Anyway, Welcome to our show of randomness. And it does say that, a purely random podcast.
What? It says a baby's an it? Where does it say that at? Show me the fine fucking print.
If you were listening to what I was saying, I said purely random topics. And I said, actually, that's what it says on our logo, a purely random podcast. Because I designed the logo. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Day nada. Welcome. Today is the day. We're here.
Oh, we almost forgot. How was your week?
I was just about to ask you that.
No, you weren't. Stop lying.
That's good.
I asked you first.
Working out, working. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's pretty because you don't like go on lunch dates with friends. Because you know why?
I hate. Why do you always have every single episode? You have no friends. You have no friends, and I'm like, asshole. I have lots of friends in my phone.
In your brain.
In my brain. They're imaginary. Just because you can't see them doesn't mean they're not real. What?
You just let the whole world know that you're schizo.
Shh, they might be listening.
They are listening.
Oh, hi.
And they just heard all of that. Look, even Fifi's like, oh, I want to meet your friend. Friends.
Friend?
They're right there. They're just all in there.
I could have, like, what is it? Multiple personality disorder.
You probably do.
No, I don't.
And bipolar.
I'm not bipolar.
And schizo.
Probably schizo.
And I can't think of another one. All right. Oh.
How was your
You're not going to ask me how my week was?
You were just insulting me. Why would I ask you how your week was?
I wasn't insulting you. I was giving you compliments.
Wow. Of how I have no friends. I'm schizo. I'm bipolar. I said I have multiple personality, and you're like, yeah.
100%.
I'm going to go check it out. Like, the white guy in the woods, he's like, did you hear that noise coming from that super dark forest where 17 murders have came from? Yeah. I'm going to go check it out. Love it.
Well, not me. I'm not going to go check it
out.
Shit.
I would check it out.
Of course you would.
Anyway, how was your week?
That's one of your personalities.
It's just all of them.
Tiring. It's my work week, so it's almost over.
Yay! And then next week we're going to Orlando,
Florida.
Yo, man, get your coconuts.
Get your coconuts.
I don't know what happens there.
It's like I'm
going to Disney World
excited for Orlando and then not excited for Orlando.
Why?
Because it's going to be a lot of freaking drinking the last, 4 days, and I'm not excited for that.
Well, just drink a lot of water. Make sure because we have our hydro circle things.
I'm going to be chugging the shit out of that.
It's going to be good. So I wanted to bring up something, and I talked to you about this before. When we were watching Hell's Kitchen, somebody said something that pissed me off. Do you remember what it was?
When we're watching Hell's Kitchen, someone said something that pissed you off.
And it made my eye twitch, and I was like, I'm going to bitch slap them. I'm going to bitch slap people who say this.
Popping their gum.
Yes.
That's the only thing I can think of.
No, when people say, oh, I'm going to get that W. What? I'm slamming my book down and the dogs are looking at me. Take a fucking shot.
I'm going to get that W.
I hate that. You sound stupid.
No, I think saying win sounds stupid.
I'm going to win this. I'm going to get that win. I'm going to get that W.
I'm going to get that W.
I'm going to get that W. But you have to say it like a stupid person like that.
I'm gonna
so
get that
anytime
W.
anybody says, I'm going to get that W, instantly I think you have like a 17 on the fucking IQ score because you can't say the full fucking word.
That's mean.
I am on my soapbox and you cannot climb up.
I'm going to get that W.
I hate it. It comes up in the movie too, so.
It does? They don't say W in the movie.
No, just because we thought, what would you say? I'm going to get that W.
Oh, I
got that W.
That. This is supposed to be in 1716 or something.
1719.
Same thing.
Cool. That's it. That's us. That's what we're doing today. Sorry for elongating this intro. But guess what? We're going to get into the meat and potatoes.
Taters and all the taters.
Taters.
So, today's or tonight's or this week's, however you want to call it, this month's,
This episode's movie
is called Prey. It apparently is a part of the Predator franchise.
Predator.
And yeah, so let's. Oh, I know what that part is now. So we came out in 2022, and we have a 7.2 out of 10 on IMDb.
7.2 out of 10. That's not bad.
It's pretty damn good. That's why I picked it. We got 93% on Rotten Potatoes.
Really? I'm shocked about that.
And a 3.6 out of 5 on Letterboxd, whatever the fuck that is.
It's another rating thing.
But the Google one is low.
38?
I'm just kidding. It's 87%. Like this.
87%?
Yeah, that's what I said. 87%.
I thought you said 87. I'm like, what's that?
I did say 87 because I don't know how to talk clearly.
You don't.
I'm special.
Not in the good way. You have to say wink when you wink.
You have to because they can't see what I'm doing.
Wink. Do you have to raise your other eyebrow?
Yes, I do. It's a twitchy thing. So
are you seasoned?
Synopsize. She's making fun of me, people.
You made fun of me for the first 10 minutes.
I did not. It's not my fault you're schizo. So synopsize.
Penis, peni.
Spanx. A skilled Comanche warrior protects her tribe from a highly evolved alien predator that hunts humans for sport, fighting against wilderness, dangerous colonizers, and this mysterious creature to keep her people safe. She's just fighting fucking everybody. Initial release date is July 21st, 2022. Director is Dan Trachtenberg. And then, yeah. Film series is Predator, so it is from the Predator. But this is, yeah, I said that earlier. This is based in 1719, so it's like, I guess like the
like the first landing.
Yeah, like the first landing or something like
prologue.
that, possibly.
It's the prologue of the Predators before fucking Schwarzenegger. Arnie.
Yeah, it has to be because that was like army stuff. Yeah, so that was probably like 1980s or something. Yeah, so this is like pre. So we have Amber Mid-Thunder. That's a cool name.
Oh, these are actually Indian people. Native American people.
We have Dan
Comanche.
Dan D. Lugro, Dakota Beavers. He's the like really
the brother?
Yeah. He's like, what would you say? Native American looking. We have Michelle Thrust. Wow. She gets her thrusts in. Oh, yeah. Stephanie.
Wow. I didn't do that.
I didn't do that either.
Yeah, okay. Wow, people in your head.
We have Stephanie Matthias. Harlan Blaine. I am not even going to attempt to say that last name.
I want to try.
I will not be able to say it at all. Not even.
Oh.
Yeah, that is complicated.
Kite Y hot.
Definitely, I would assume Native American.
Julian
sure.
Black Antelope.
That's easy.
I like that one. That one's fun.
Oh, but he's a guy. Whoops.
Julian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was thinking Juliet for some reason. But yeah, that's Jumpies. I wish they did the box office. Like, that would be cool. I wish they always put the box office on.
I mean, look at the box office. Okay, so let's get into this bitch. So, Predator style, of course, we have happy families. We always start with the normalcy of shit. So this is the kind of really typical horror movie. Horror movie. All right, so.
Ooh, sorry to interrupt, but so how much did Prey 2022 make in the box office? It's 59 million domestic gross, remains top for any solo Predator movie. Unfortunately, like Terminator, Total Recall, and Conan Barbarian, Hollywood Arnold is showing up and Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know what the rest of that means, but so it looks like it's one of the top Predator movies.
So 59 million.
59 million.
I didn't know.
Well, I want to know how much. I think it was 19 million to make or something like that.
They had some CGI in there too. It wasn't great CGI, but
well, yeah, it's of course Predator is CGI, his camouflage part.
But the bear was not very CGI-y.
Yeah, the bear was. You can tell.
It was shitty.
It's probably supposed to be 3D, maybe. With all the going around, so I think that's probably.
And the bear runs at the thing.
Yeah.
The dog. So this movie starts out as like a happy thing, but the girl wants to have more. She is kicked awake and to go gather herbs.
Mm-hmm. And be a cook and basically be like a housewife, even though she's a sister.
But where is her passion? She wants to be a warrior. Okay, so this is like your typical teenage girl angsty. I don't want to be a girl. I want to do this shit. I'm like, go for it. Murder something.
And she did.
The end.
She murdered quite a few things.
Moving on to our topic.
Yep. The
end. So she wants to be a hunter, which is totally awesome that the brother, we will discuss him in a little bit, is letting her. So he's letting her hunt. He's letting her do things. And usually that doesn't...
he's not at first he didn't.
Yeah, he did. He was talking, they were out there and she was shooting with, like, at the hawk. And he was telling a story. Remember when we first, like, went out with Dad and you couldn't hold a bow and shit? And she like was snoring, and then he shot the hawk.
Yeah, I mean he's teaching her, but he hasn't let her actually go out on hunts.
She's not ready because he was like, "You need to be safe until you're ready. We'll take you out." And so he's like, "You're not ready." So he killed the cougar.
Yeah,
Mellencamp.
Mellencamp.
Cougar Mellencamp.
I don't know what that is.
It's a singer.
Oh, okay.
It's like you don't know David Bowie, so we're gonna bring that up too.
I do not.
I hate life. Okay. So her brother was letting her hunt and stuff, and so she went out on this hunt to find this mountain lion. This mountain lion. I was thinking savannah, and I was like, wait, they're in the Great Plains in 1719. Highly doubt that they have a fucking lion there.
Why wouldn't they?
Because lions are indigenous to Africa. And they're in the Great Plains of the United States.
I'm sure there's lions there.
We are in the Great Plains right now.
Yeah, right now.
I'm serious.
Lions everywhere.
I know right now, and there's lions crawling up. Holy shit! Another one.
Place.
Busted through the
on
window.
The ceiling right there.
Jesus Christ. Do you know what the Great Plains are?
No. Moving on.
Midwest. Do you know what the Midwest is?
No. Moving on.
The middle of the United States.
Okay.
That took you a second.
Still don't know what's in the middle. I mean, we're kind of in the middle.
We are in the middle. We are the Great Plains. Like the flat areas. So Oklahoma, Nebraska, Missouri,
so
Kansas.
There was lions, but they probably just were murdered and they are migrated to other places.
Canada?
You mean Hawaii? I mean Alaska? I mean
Hawaii. How did the lions get to Hawaii? Did they swim?
They did. They got very good foot paddling going on.
I don't know what to do with you. I don't.
Take a shot.
Struggling.
Oh, 18 minutes in. It's not too bad.
Second one. I told her to take a shot before because you weren't listening. So she's practicing with her axe, and she's really good at throwing that. But she missed this deer, whitetail. And so she missed it, and then the puppy got his tail caught in a little trap. And so she was like, "What the fuck is this thing? It's made of metal." Like, and they don't have metal in this camp, like in her tribe. So she's like, "What the fuck?" And she got her puppy out, and she put it on there, and the puppy's good to go. And so this is when I put "Oh Snap" danger music, because this is when the like angry music came on, and I'm like, "What's up?"
Yeah, but
and that's when the lightning came down, and that's when
she first saw the ship.
The ship, and I'm just like, why does Predator want to come visit now? There's nothing there. But anyway, so in 1719, this tribe of Comanche Native Americans are speaking perfect English. And I was like, great. That's awesome. Obviously, I was joking because I was thinking, I'm like, oh shit, is this movie going to be all in like another language we have to read? And then I told Ty, you're going to hate this movie that you chose because you'd have to read.
And it had to be subtitles.
But it was not subtitles. It was awesome.
Well, because at the very beginning, she was talking in her native language, I guess, to her dog.
Right.
That's how she trained it. And there was no subtitles. We're like, wait.
Even with the French guys.
How is this going to be? Yeah, so we have no idea what the fucking French guys
I think they were
saying.
just screaming and being assholes. But so I just thought that was funny because it would have been his choice to have like one that we had to read subtitles.
It still would have been good. So
It would have been good. And so she goes back to her grandma and she's hanging out with her as they're making this like salve for medicine. And she was telling her grandma about how she almost got a deer. And the grandma, snarky ass little bitch she is, she said, you can't eat almost.
Yeah. That was pretty good. You can't eat almost.
And I was like, that's a cute shirt.
That is a cute shirt.
I would wear
almost got the deer. You can't eat almost.
But that could have like sexual innuendos. Like if a girl's has it on her shirt, and she's like, you can't eat almost.
Oh my God. And then on the back it says, I'm almost.
So they can't eat her?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can eat almost. I'm almost.
I mean, either or. Maybe she doesn't want to be eaten. I'm pretty sure there's women that don't like to be done that too. So
done that too. All right, so this dude comes in, and this is where we had a discussion. We were unsure about what this dude was. He was very close to this girl. I wanted it to be a romantic relationship because...
You wanted them to be boinking.
No. What I said was they want to be... bang-a-lang-a-ding-donging.
Yeah.
I wrote it down and it's long. Look at that. It's really long.
Bang-a-lang-a-ding-dong.
Ding-donging.
Okay. Sorry for messing it up
It's
twice.
plural. It's active verbal.
Oh, so there's more than
They're
two
doing
of them.
it more than once.
So it's like an orgy? It's like a group?
Doing it more than once, not multiple people at once.
But it's still multiple people and doing it multiple times. So it's still kind of the same thing though, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just 1 and 1. Means 2.
Does it?
Yeah.
What if one's a little person? Does that still count as 2?
Half. Just kidding.
Just kidding. We love you.
No. Bang-a-lang-a-ding-donging. And so this is when they go out and one of their own was out hunting this lion but got injured and they were trying to find him. And so this is where the hunting team... Yeah. That's what happened.
I don't think that was a lion that hurt the dude. I thought
It
that was...
wasn't. They thought it was.
Oh, yeah, it was. It was because it had 3... It was 3 lions here and Predator's thing is only 2. So, yeah, it was a lion.
So they went out to find him and they found him. And the girl's like, there's something else out here. Be careful.
Yeah.
And so...
Freaking 20-foot or 20-inch foot that she found. He's probably got a big old ding-a-ling.
No, I have to wait. No.
No what?
I wrote it down. Oh, I can say it now, but because you ruined it. You ruined my joke, you asshole.
Thanks.
You know what they say about big feet? Because she took it and measured this guy's foot and it was like with a stick and it was huge. And I'm just like, you know what they say about big feet? Big shoes.
100%.
You didn't laugh. You were just trying to think of like what
I was trying to think of what you were going to say. And I heard it before, but I just couldn't think of big shoes. I always want to say the big dang-a-lang, jang-a-lang.
Or ball sacks.
Or that.
Great. So they find their friends. They didn't really say names across the board, so I'm not going to.
Yeah, they only said her name.
And hers like Ika.
Oh, that's not even what it says on there. It says like Naro or something.
But the grandma called her Iko multiple times, so maybe it's granddaughter in Comanche language. And then the brother called her
by her real name.
By her name. So, but anyway, going back to the brother, I was hoping it was going to be a romance, but it wasn't. So
clearly it's her brother, and I don't think they're doing incest at this point.
They could be. It's a small tribe.
Maybe.
Anyway,
maybe.
When they find their friend, I'm just like, oh, look how they all work together. Like, it wasn't, oh, the woman's going to fix all this shit. No, everybody had a job, and I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, it's usually the way it is in tribes.
Which,
Everybody pulls their own weight.
yeah, which doesn't happen now.
No, 100% not. Because women are control.
Hence why we need to bring it back to tribes. Instead of...
Women are in control.
Bitch, yeah, fucking right.
Yeah, I know. 100%.
Run the men out of
Besides with the dogs.
country. Useless.
What happened?
Nothing.
You're useless? Is that what you said?
No.
Oh. I just heard useless.
The snake wouldn't have... So the predator's there, and he finds a snake, and he rips its head off and stabs it and takes its skin off. And so this is when the girl finds it again. Uka, Nora, whatever. The girl warrior. We can call her that.
Warrior girl.
Warrior girl. The snake convulsed after it's been dead for a while, and I was like, it wouldn't have convulsed like that after so long. But I did a little research while I was sitting there watching the movie, and
nerves,
but the hours after that you could convulse like that. So it says 2 to 3 hours are most common, but you could convulse like that up to 24 hours later after your death.
There you go.
That's terrifying. If I die and I randomly convulse, I'm scared.
I don't think you're still alive.
Scare the shit out of you. Oh, great, you're alive. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
No, I just convulsed.
Necrophiliac.
Gross. Ew. Blech. So now they want to get revenge on this fucking lion, and they're sitting in a tree, and this guy, this dude, the bro of the tribe, is like, you shouldn't be here. Blah, blah, blah. Wait until your brother comes back, and we'll make you guys go home. Kind of bullshit.
And he got fucked up by a lion.
He got fucked up by a lion, which I thought it was the predator, but it was actually the lion. And so this is the lion comes back, hops up. First, I want to know what's in the fucking water that all of these animals want to just tear apart everybody. Not even eat them. The lion would have stopped after they captured one. That's the thing. That's their normal shit. Once you capture something, you stop. And you eat that or bring it to your cubs. No, it's just murder, murder, murder.
Well, it was him and her in the tree.
Yeah, but it was just okay, I have the bigger of the two. Just bring that home.
But there's also another, how you say, enemy around. So the lion's not going to sit there and be eating that. And then there's someone in a tree that can potentially kill a lion.
Anyway, this will come back when we get to the bear. But the thing that pisses me off about Warrior Girl is that she sat there with the stabby stick and she just was like, oh crap.
She's on a branch. What is she going
to do? Stab it.
It's just going to move and she's going to fall forward. She can't lunge at it.
Just stab it with a stick.
She's on a tree branch.
When she was closer to the trunk, when it wasn't moving that much, she had her footing. She could have stabbed it.
Maybe not. Or she could have
stabbed it. She could have stabbed it.
She could have fell.
She could have
just like she did fall.
She did fall, and then she clunked her head. Her brother brought her back to the tent, and that's where she was. But then, come to find out, the brother kills the lion. Yeah. And brings its body back. And then And now
he is the, official...
warrior.
Yeah.
Chief warrior. That's what they called him.
He did his...
Chief warrior.
He did his...
Rite passage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there we go.
So, with this, I, again, had a question. I was like, lions are heavy as fuck. He wouldn't be able to sling it over his shoulder and walk like a normal human.
I don't think this was a lion, because it was...
mountain lion.
Way smaller than, a normal lion.
You can have mountain lions in U.S.
Yeah, it wasn't that big of a mountain lion. It was maybe 100 pounds.
So, I looked it up again. This is another research point. I was like, fuck this noise. Because if it was over 150 to 200 pounds, he would be a little labored. He was not. So a mountain lion, females can weigh up to 90 to 110 pounds.
There you go.
Males can weigh up to 100 to 150 pounds.
There you go.
There's obese lions out there.
Obese lions?
their BMI is
those seem like those are pretty small lions to me.
Just their BMI is
so there's
off.
Lions and mountain lions?
Correct.
Okay, so lions are the king of the jungle, and mountain lions are little bitches compared to lions.
I want you to say that to a mountain lion's face.
I fucking would. Bring me a mountain lion.
Bring you a
Just set one right here. I'm like, you're a little bitch.
We should go to the zoo and just scream it at the lions.
Like,
you're a little bitch.
Point me in the mountain lion direction. I want to call a little bitch to its face.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And the lion will just like look at you like, what the fuck, bro? And they're like, hold my rings.
Hold my fur. I gotta fuck this dude up.
Like, hold my poodle.
Oh shit. Call
a little bitch. So next time we go to the zoo, you have to call a mountain lion.
I will call it a little mountain if they have a mountain lion. I don't think I've seen a mountain lion in a zoo, but I also haven't been in a zoo in.
There's a Tulsa Zoo. Let's go to the Tulsa Zoo and see a mountain lion, just so you can call it a little bitch.
Call it a little bitch.
And then there's like little kids around the cat. It's a little bitch.
I'm sitting over here yelling at it, little bitch ass mountain lion.
And then little kids start calling it a little bitch.
And I get in trouble by the parents.
What?
It's a little bitch. Like, what can I say?
Can't even be a real lion.
It can't even be a real lion. It's got to be the backburner lion.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. We're going to move on. So we did the mountain lion wait. This is when she kind of goes hunting for this other. She leaves the tribe instead of going to hunt herbs and spices. I'm about to laugh again about the mountain lion. And so she decides to go hunting instead. So she goes hunting, and she makes a new contraption. Her axe with a leash.
Oh, yeah. Well, so she made a new contraption because she was trying to throw her axe again at rabbits and kept missing. And she missed like 20 times. So she was like, how can I make this better? So she put a rope, like a, what do you call it? Like a pulley, I guess, system to her axe. And then she all of a sudden was able to kill like 6 rabbits.
She killed 4. And so
she can throw it and then instantly pull it off and throw it at another one.
Right. So this is when I asked Ty, do you know what bunnies sound like when they are dying?
Sound like screaming kids.
That's what I told you.
I want to look up a video.
It's it's like terrifying. When my cats used to kill bunnies outside, you would hear screaming, and I would like call 911. Police would come, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a rabbit." It was really scary.
Jesus.
Because it's like real freaking scary.
Well, maybe your cat shouldn't kill fucking rabbits.
They're outside cats. They can do whatever they want.
No, they can't. You
used
said
to
your cats.
Yeah, they're my cats, but they're indoor-outdoor cats. We would let them out and they go run around.
And just murder rabbits. Poor little rabbits. Would they eat the rabbit?
Yeah. And then
like
they would bring
the whole thing.
No, they would bring the rest for us as presents.
Did y'all eat the rabbit?
No.
So this rabbit died for nothing. Jesus. What is wrong with this world?
It's the survival of the fittest. That bunny didn't survive. So then she's walking away with bunnies on her back. But in this specific situation, Ty was like, I didn't know what was on her back. And I said, dead bodies. And you said, no, dead bunnies. That was funny.
Not bodies, bunnies.
And so this is when we get into the more aggressive predator. He was aggressive the entire time. But this is where, again, this is a time frame where she goes and sees the bear down eating, I don't remember what it was eating, an antelope?
It was eating, little baby deer or antelope or something, but it wanted fresh meat.
So that looked fresh to me, but the question is, a bear wouldn't go attack a human unless it was like near its cubs.
It went after the dog first.
Yeah, because the dog was like, fuck, I need to do something because this bitch is not going to do shit. So he ran away. No,
the wind started blowing, so it caught scent of them.
Yeah, but the thing is, the bear wouldn't have gone and attacked them. Unless it was like rabies-ish.
It might be. Maybe it hasn't eaten in a long time because you have these freaking poachers, babe. The colonizers, they're killing fucking everything.
There's like corpses of buffalo everywhere. Why don't they just go eat that?
Maybe that bear wasn't in the area of the buffalo.
Maybe he doesn't like buffalo.
Maybe he doesn't. Did you consider that?
I didn't realize bears were picky eaters.
In this movie, they are.
Great. So we got Cujo the bear coming out.
Probably a drugged up bear. I don't know.
Like cocaine bear.
Cocaine bear. I want to see that.
cocaine bear over here just like freaking out, trying to hunt her down. And so her bow breaks, and then she like
trying to fix it before
the thing attacks. But
maybe that's what the dog was doing. Maybe it was like buying her time.
When she did, but she hit it, but the fucker didn't go down. Like,
wait, no, bear's fur is thick as fuck.
And so this is when she sees the predator. This is when she falls in love. Because any movie can be a romance movie if you really try hard enough.
I don't think this one is.
Anyway, so she sees, like, Predator is taking down the bear. The bear was winning for a minute. But then Predator was like, fuck this shit, stabs him with his claws, and then he like threw the bear over, and then the bear was running at him, and he gave him like a punch, and the bear was out.
Yeah, he punched the fuck out of this
and then
bear.
He chopped off the bear's head.
No, you just see him like holding him up like this. I think he just gutted him and just was letting the blood run down his face.
And so this is when the warrior girl is like freaking out, and she's like, fuck. And so she runs away.
Takes off.
And in somewhere in this time frame, she gets stuck in quicksand, and she has to use her leashed axe to get out, and she climbs out, and she freaks out. But then, yeah, so that's what happened in this time frame too.
And then she gets caught. Well, her tribe,
come and get her.
Hunter friends or acquaintances, because they don't really like her,
right?
Try to take her back to the tribe because they're like, you don't need to be out here. You're basically useless, blah, blah, blah. So they start fighting, and the predator is watching this, and they tie her up, put her near a tree so they can figure out what the hell they're going to do. And then the guy is like, what does he shoot, a possum? No.
Yeah, the possums were running. He was like, oh, I got it. And they all put their arrows up, and then he shoots a possum, and the girl's like, well, what's making them
all come this way?
And so she's like sitting there, and she's like, fuck, okay, cool. And so he hops over, he grabs a possum and laughs, and then the three little dots are on his eye, like body, and he's like, what is this? Like batting it away. And then he gets shot 3 times with 3 arrows, like in the areas.
Like steel arrows, like non-breakable arrows.
And this is where we get to the gross part. So he dies, and then the other people, which I have to give them props for being so warrior-ish. Yeah. Nobody ran away.
No one ran away.
Nobody ran away.
They stood their ground. They fought this thing that they've never seen before or fought before or couldn't even see it because it was camouflaged at the time before it wasn't camouflaged. I can't remember when it became uncamouflaged.
When he was fighting the French.
Oh, so this whole time we were fighting, it was camouflage. Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
He would, like, when they hit him, you can see him a little bit. And if you hit him and he's glowing green, so you can kind of see where he is. But
they didn't know fully what he looked like yet, except he's 8 fucking feet tall.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I give him credit because these little skinny warrior dudes are, like, trying to fight this huge predator. And they did not back down.
They did not win.
Wounded him a little bit, but, yeah, they did not win.
They did not win.
They got fucked up.
And so Predator didn't think of Warrior Girl as a threat, so she's getting away with shit. So she gets out of her ropes and starts running, and she comes across the dude that walked away because he had to go shit. He brought her down, and they're in the field. And I told Ty, I was like, yeah, fields are not a good choice because that's where the velociraptors are.
That is where the velociraptors are, but this time it's a predator.
It's another predator.
I don't know what's worse, a velociraptor or the predator.
To catch a predator. And I made a joke
because the predator would be worse than a velociraptor.
So, not funny. Predators are awful, but I thought it was funny. So, on the TV show To Catch a Predator, I would go up there and be like, okay, yo, you got to be careful because you can sense your body heat. And then, like, the producers would be like, wrong predator. not the right predator. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what you're talking about.
Sickly ones.
The ones that try to capture like young teens.
Yeah.
Don't message online. You don't know those people. They crazy. It's called catfishing. Everybody does it.
I wouldn't say everybody, but
not everybody, but most people. Anyway, yeah, they're actually like 57, but they show a picture when they were like 23, looking good.
Or just someone completely not them.
Right. True. All right, so this is when we realize the French people are there. So, yeah, we saw that there were multiple, like, metal contraptions that were brought over
which she caught on.
And so this is when the French guys come and capture her. So she gets put in a box with her puppy, who is on a leash, bound, and her brother's in another box. And so they're just screaming at her in French. And she's like, what? And then this one dude he's a linguist. He comes up and he's like, I speak a lot of languages. I'm like, cool. Good job, dude. And so she's like, what the fuck? And so they realize what's happening, that, hey, there's this predator out there. We need to figure this shit out. We're going to use them as bait.
Well, yeah, because they want money. That's all they're doing.
Yeah,
is killing all these things.
They're fur trappers.
Yeah, so they're trying to kill this predator so they can get paid, and they'll probably get paid a shit ton for him.
They're not going to use his fur. He's useless.
Obviously not his fur, babe, but they want to trap him so they can get paid. It's still a bounty.
Maybe. Nobody wants that bounty.
I'm sure they will get paid by someone.
It's an alien. What would they do with it?
A lot.
What?
They would probably try to make it its own freaking, like, assassination thing or something. You know, they would fucking do whatever the hell they want.
In 1719.
They could. Why else do they want to kill it? They don't want to capture it. They obviously want to capture it, babe, because they threw a net on him later on. They didn't shoot him, or at first they didn't freaking try to stab him. They were trying to
they were trying to shoot, like, not capture him. They were trying to kill him because they put
they put a net on him first.
Because there was no other way. They had to contain him. Anyway,
Okay, if you believe that.
I want to get to the timeline.
Do it.
Let me get to the timeline. So the timeline is they are stuck to the tree and they're just waiting, and they realize, oh shit, we're bait. And so the predator comes, but being bait, the predator doesn't want bait. It wants predators. Like, it wants a fight. So he is walking towards them and he gets caught in this iron trap and he freaks out and he's like, what the fuck? And the plan ideally went okay at first for the French dudes, because they captured him, they shot him, they put a net over him, and it was good for 2 seconds. Then he's like, bullshit, let's play a game. This is when we see the weapons of Predator.
Yeah, and he has a arsenal.
So I want to go discuss our top favorites. So my top favorite was the net. That
net was pretty dope.
Freaking cool.
That's a better net than they had in the later Predators. Because the later ones was only just acid. It wasn't that contraption.
So the net in this one, it would go over the person that got caught, but instead of just catching them, it tightened and tightened and tightened until it disintegrated you.
And then it just went back into a little ball.
Went back into its like little holding device.
Yeah. So it just completely puts you in a bunch of little pieces.
Great.
But I think it also burns you at the same time.
Kind of, yeah. And it was just like
acid or something, because it was like steaming. So something was there because there was no blood. It just cut him.
Right. And so then we have his shield, which was my other favorite. The shield thing was cool as fuck.
Yeah, shield is probably my top, because you can use that as a shield and as a cutting device.
Right. And then his like staff thingy.
And then his little, it's kind of like a boomerang.
Bomb.
A little boomerang thing that it's like a worm, and you throw it and it lashes around and it cuts.
Okay, so that was in the levitation thing. You remember that thing where he said it and he walked away? He was like, bye.
No, he had it in his hand. Oh. It was kind of, that's what he would throw at people. He would like flip it up and it would become straight. And when you throw it, it will latch around whatever it attaches onto and cut.
Okay, so that's how
that's how he got that dude, yeah, and it was still on there.
Blech.
Yeah, it was rough.
And so there's other bombs and shit. And so, anyway, so the French people don't win. There's a melee. If you want to see all the gross disgustingness, go for it. But it was bad.
Yeah, he fucked up like 20 of them in a matter of like 2 minutes.
But then we get to the brother and the warrior sister. The brother and the sister do more damage than 20 French dudes could do.
Yeah, well, they're warriors. The French dudes are not.
Well, they kind of are.
They suck.
They sucked. Because they only had their guns. They didn't know really how to fight.
And they're scared. These two are not scared.
They're scared, but they don't let it rule them. Anyway, so they go and they pretty much frickin' just take him out. Like, kind of take him out. The brother did a really great job. He stabbed him with a big spear. That made him slower. And then he, like, cut him a few times. He shot an arrow. I don't think
really anything makes his predator slower.
And so what was really cool...
In the back of the head.
I want to state is the brother had one arrow. He shot the arrow, and then
yeah.
you flip around, grab it, shoot him
Shoot him
again with the
again.
same goddamn arrow. I was like,
He
okay.
did it like 4 times.
4 or 5. He did it a lot. I was like, damn, that's impressive. And so this girl, she's like, okay, cool. And she's trying to get this gun to work. And because she was trying to help the French dude died, unfortunately. The linguist died, unfortunately, because she was trying to help him and he taught her how to use the gun. And so she tried to do it, but she did it wrong. So she had to redo it. And so she finally like did it again and she didn't have a good shot. So what she had to do, she had to think of the best way possible to get this to work. So she came up with a plan. She shot the predator in the back of the head. It popped his mask off. And so she grabbed the mask and she put it somewhere where in like the swamp where the
She set up a whole
trap, which was smart. And so she set up a few traps because while it was chasing her, she had jumped over a tree and the predator ran into the tree with spikes in it. And he's like, fuck. And then she like centered him to that, and so he walked forward and he was stalking her, and then he dropped down in this quicksand, and then this is where she had him in front of his mask and he had a weapon in his hand, and that's how the mask knows, like it aims for people with weapons. And so it shot him in his head.
See, so she figured that part. We kind of skipped a little area. She figured that part out because she noticed when she was tied to a tree before with her brother, his mask fell off, and she was trying to. Oh no, it was with the dog. The dog came, and the mask was on the ground. And when he was focused at the dog, it like shot wherever the mask was pointing at. So when it fell off, that's where the red beam went. So it went that direction, not where he was actually aiming. So when she noticed that, she set up that trap with that same concept and put the mask directly at him in his quicksand, and it went around and round, clink, 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 right into his dome.
It was great.
It was a good little setup. She's a smart little fucker.
She's smarter than a beaver.
She is smarter than a beaver.
Watch the movie, you'll figure out why. And so now she has done the right. She has gotten through this process.
Yeah, way better than a fucking lion. Little bitch-ass lion. Okay. Mountain lion.
Mountain lion. You bitch-ass mountain lion.
Bitch-ass mountain lion.
We need a shirt that says I can go to the zoo. Bitch-ass mountain lion. People are like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? And be like, it's a bitch-ass lion.
It's a bitch-ass lion. She killed a predator, so that's like...
And so now she's happily the new warrior chief of her tribe. And that's
There's only one male left.
The chief. And so we watched the credits at the end. We noticed that the little tribe is happy. Then all of a sudden, oh no, thunder and lightning. And then 3 more spaceships come.
Yeah,
so we're hoping for a...
Yeah, because they're probably coming to check on their predator, who's supposed to be like the ultimate...
warrior.
Like the apex predator over here, and they got fucked up by a girl. So...
You're fucked up by a girl,
they're
bitch.
over here checking up on him. They're going to see his head sawed off. Well, it's probably going to be like years later, but still.
All right. What is your score for this movie?
Oh, a fucking 10. It was awesome.
Fucking 10. I'm going to give it a 10 as well. I really liked it. Good job.
Jesus, these are long.
I know. I told you it was going to be long. So, moving on to our topic. This one's going to be a long one, folks. Hopefully you like it. If not, suck it up. Don't be a bitch-ass mountain lion. So today we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories. These are just conspiracy theories. We do not believe in them necessarily. So please, we might not. So please do not give us hate mail for reading shit. Get over yourself. It's conspiracy theory. They're out there. Look them up online. That's where I found them. So, but first, I wanted to give a little synopsis.
Okay.
I was going to wait for you to say penis penile, but that didn't work there.
Penis penile.
Sure. I was smiling at you.
You said
and
synopsis. That's why. It's supposed to be synopsi.
Synopsis.
You said it wrong.
Penis penile. Okay, anyway. So I'm going to reference this. This is pretty much where I got it. I got this article from livescience.com. So all of this shit is from there. So conspiracy. Just saying the word in conversation can make people politely edge away, looking for someone who won't corner them with wild theories about how Elvis, John F. Kennedy, and Bigfoot are cryogenically frozen in an underground bunker. Conspiracies are sometimes real. The Watergate break-in is a good example of a political conspiracy that actually happened. But thanks to the social media algorithms that push users towards ever more emotional, conspiratorial content. That was a hard word, and I said it. It's probably never been easier to false conspiracy theories to spread. No, for false conspiracy theories to spread. To top conspiracy theories... The The top conspiracy theories are often very difficult to dislodge. Some may contain grains of truth or feed an emotional need for believers, and hardcore believers are adept at rationalizing away evidence that contradicts their beliefs. Eyewitnesses who dispute the conclusions of even the biggest conspiracy theories are mistaken, according to believers, or part of the conspiracy. Okay, so in essence, conspiracy, something that could be true, could not be true. It is just what everybody believes. There's different ones. So I really tried to narrow this down so they're not so long, but we do have a couple. So I'm just going to start off with a big one, and it's more recent. It's 9/11. Okay. So this one was considered a conspiracy theory, and I'm just going to read over it. The evidence is overwhelming that the terrorist attacks of September 11th, 2001 were indeed the result of a conspiracy of Osama bin Laden and a crew of mostly Saudi hijackers. This is too simple for some, though. Conspiracy theorists have a variety of much more complex explanations for what happened at the World Trade Center and Pentagon that day, often involving insider knowledge by President George Bush, Vice President Dick Cheney, and top Bush advisors. I forgot that Bush was fucking president during that time. Some famous conspiracy theories rely on anti-Semitic tropes, such as the attacks being orchestrated by Israel. Many claim that because jet fuel can't melt steel beams, the Twin Towers must have been brought down by controlled demolition from bombs planted before the planes hit. Other claims are refuted by simple logic. If a hijacked plane did not crash into the Pentagon, as is often claimed, then where is Flight 77 and its passengers? In many conspiracy theories, bureaucratic incompetence is often mistaken for conspiracy. Our government is so efficient, knowledgeable, and capable, so the reasoning goes that it could not possibly have botched the job so badly in detecting the plot ahead in time or response to the attacks. So I wanted to add something on this as well. Like, there was like a video of a plane that was supposed to be hitting like the Twin Towers or Pentagon, but it didn't actually hit. It rolled up to it and stopped. So I think it was the Pentagon because it was like on the ground and it was like a flat building. And so like the Pentagon like wasn't hit, but it was bombed. So people were saying it was bombed instead of planes crashing into it. And did you know like people in the Pentagon is so big that the plane hit, people on the other side didn't know what happened. Like,
it's that big?
It's that big. That's what
doesn't seem like it's that big.
It doesn't seem like it, but I was just like, I heard a story saying like people on the other side of the building didn't even know it was hit by a plane.
Jesus.
Anyway, so that's one conspiracy. So your turn. You can read the next one.
Oh, boy.
So Roswell crash and cover up.
Roswell. Do you know what Roswell is?
No.
It's the aliens.
That's what they call aliens, is Roswell?
No, Roswell's a city in Arizona where aliens landed.
Oh. Okay.
Anyway, reading. It's a conspiracy.
There is one fact that almost all skeptics and believers agree on. Something crashed on a remote ranch outside of Roswell, New Mexico in 1947. The government at first claimed it was some sort of saucer that retracted the statement and claimed it was really a weather balloon. Okay. Yet the best evidence suggests that it was neither a flying saucer nor a weather balloon, but instead a high-altitude, top-secret military balloon dubbed Project Mogul. As it turns out, descriptions of the wreckage first reported by the original eyewitnesses very closely match photos of the Project Mogul's balloons, down to the silvery finish and strange symbols on its side. The stories about crashed alien bodies did not surface until decades later, and in fact, no one considered the Roswell crash as anything extraterrestrial or unusual until 30 years later. When a book on the topic was published, there was indeed a cover-up, but it did not hide a crash saucer. Instead, it hid a Cold War era spying program.
Damn.
Wow.
So this is where like alien kind of landing started, and then like Area 51. But even the president said there was aliens, so it has to be true.
Well, we're obviously not the only ones in this fucking Milky Way or universe.
Galaxy. That's our
galaxy.
That's our galaxy.
Yeah. Can't be.
Right.
If we are, then
That's fucking weird.
Okay. Moving on. This is another controversial one. I remember this, which is hilarious because I was 10. Princess Diana's murder. Within hours of Princess Diana's death on August 31st, 1997, in a Paris highway tunnel, conspiracy theories swirled. Unlike many conspiracy theories, though, this one had a billionaire promoting it. Mohammed Al-Fayed. Sure. The father of Dadi Al-Fayed, who was killed along with Diana. Al-Fayed claims that the accident was in fact an assassination by British intelligence agencies at the request of the royal family. Al-Fayed's claims were examined and dismissed as baseless by a 2006 inquiry. The following year, at Diana's inquest, the coroner stated that the conspiracy theory advanced by Mohammed Al-Fayed has been minutely examined and shown to be without any substance. On April 7, 2008, the coroner's jury concluded that Diana and Al-Fayed were unlawfully killed due to negligence by their drunken chauffeur in pursuing paparazzi. So Princess Diana died in a car accident, and her chauffeur, the driver, was drunk. He shouldn't have been driving, but she was leaving this building, and paparazzi were following them and chasing them in this tunnel, and so they crashed and it killed her. But there is a theory stating that the royal family at the time, so Queen Elizabeth, may you rest in peace, had a hit out on her because she was going to spill secrets of the royal family, and she shouldn't have. So
That makes sense.
So there's like, it could be believable. It could have happened because the queen is all powerful. People do shit she asked them to do. So it could have happened. But I don't know. I'm on the fence about that. I'm on the fence about that one.
No way to know. So we got some chemtrails.
Chemtrails.
As airplanes travel, they leave behind them long water condensation trails called, then they put contrails. I'm assuming it's supposed to be chemtrails.
No, contrails are the condensation. Contrails.
Oh, okay, contrails. Okay, I guess that is a real thing. These cloud-like tracks dissipate quickly, but to some conspiracy theorists, these condensation trails are much more nefarious. The chemtrail conspiracy theories hold that condensation trails are full of other chemicals that scientists and governments are seeding into the atmosphere. Why? Pick your reason. It might be biological warfare or population control or geoengineering or an attempt to manipulate the weather. I mean, I kind of like all those, but
I think I say chemtrails because condensation should evaporate quickly. The ones that stick around for a while, that's questionable.
They stick around for a long while. Remember that one I took a picture of, and it was like an X over our house? Mm-hmm. That was scary.
Yeah, but it sticks around for a while. I can understand. I've seen like, it dissipates. But the ones that stick around, those have something in them.
It's
got to be something different. Yeah, because normally, it should just...
They're not telling us something.
It's like as soon as they leave it and you see it, it should be gone within like 30 seconds at max.
Right.
Or less.
But then you look in the sky and then there's streaks all over.
And it gets like bigger and bigger.
It looks like a cloud. Yeah. They're trying to fool us and say, no, those are just clouds. Those are not fucking clouds. Those are poisonous domes.
Not clouds.
And why do my allergies hurt after those go up? Huh? I feel good.
That's probably why people's allergies get worse and worse and worse every year. And on top of the fact that we're getting older, but still.
So we believe in chemtrails. Those are real. All right, moving on. Number 3 for me, a subliminal advertising. I thought this one was interesting. In the 1980s, concern over subliminal messages spread to bands such as Styx and Judas Priest, with the latter band even being sued in 1990 for alleged causing a teen suicide with subliminal messaging. The case was in fact dismissed. Subliminal mental process does exist and can be tested, but just because a person perceives something subconsciously means very little by itself. There is no inherent benefit of subliminal advertising over regular advertising, any more than there would be in seeing a flash of a commercial instead of a full 20 seconds. Getting a person to see something for a split second is easy. Filmmakers do it all the time. Watch the last few frames of Hitchcock's Hitchcock's classic Psycho, which is on my list. Getting a person to buy or do something based on that split second is another matter entirely. So I believe in Fight Club, they talk about that, where he puts a penis in a movie and nobody catches it because it's just like a half of a frame or something. It's hilarious.
Yeah, you have to. I think someone told me about that, and you have to like pause it at the right moment to see it.
Yeah, and then there was like some where if you play something backwards, it says like Satan or kill your family or something.
And what?
In like a record, I don't remember which one it was. It could be Judas Priest, it could be Styx, it could be fucking the Beatles. I don't know.
Yeah, one of those rock bands. So now we got COVID and 5G. Probably no event since 9/11 has spawned more conspiratorial thinking than the COVID-19 pandemic. There are conspiracies about the origin of the virus as well as basically every government's reactions. Many people even believe doctors are lying about COVID-related deaths, blaming the virus for deaths with other causes. One of the odder conspiracy mixes long-standing fears of 5G wireless technology with fears about the virus. According to the COVID 5G conspiracy, electromagnetic frequencies from cell phone towers undermine the immune system, making people sick with COVID. Researchers reported in 2020 in the journal Media International Australia. Jesus. Another conspiracy theory claims that COVID-19 vaccines contain tracking chips that connect to 5G networks so that the government or possibly billionaire and vaccine philanthropy.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Philanthropical?
No,
Philanthropy.
No, this.
Philanthropist.
There you go, that one.
That was hard.
Bill Gates can surveil everyone's movements. As CNBC points out, 5G chips are too large to fit through a vaccine syringe, and even the smallest RFID chips that would fit require a power source that couldn't make the squeeze.
I don't want to say anything about this because I feel like people will get too emotional.
I'm not going to say anything about it, but
there's that conspiracy.
Yeah.
Moving on. Moon landing hoax. This one's a fun one. NASA landed astronauts on the moon in 1969.
Wow, that was way off.
I was going to say 1696.
300-year difference right there.
Around the Salem witch
Or
trials.
4,000 year.
3,000 or 300.
Yeah.
By the 1970s, a bizarre conspiracy emerged that the moon landing never happened. The conspiracy was described in a 1976 self-published book, We Never Went to the Moon, America's $30 billion swindle. In a 1978 movie, Capricorn 1, even as late as 2001, there was a Fox documentary, Conspiracy Theory, Did We Land on the Moon? That gave airtime to the claims that the whole Apollo moon landing program was faked. There were plenty of debunkings of the various moon hoaxes. Claims opens a new tab. Blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. And then there's the issue of the hundreds of pounds of moon rocks that have been studied around the world and verified as being extraterrestrial origin. How did NASA get the rocks if not during a moon landing? Why would scientists from around the globe willingly participate in the American Space Agency hoax? Many astronauts have been offended by the implication that they faked their accomplishments. In 2002, when conspiracy theorist Bart Sibrel confronted Buzz Aldrin and called him a coward and a liar for faking the moon landings, the then 72-year-old punched Sibrel in the jaw. So, yeah, I know some people who believe that the moon landing was a hoax because in the video of the landing, they say they see strings.
Oh, I see strings.
Like on the, because you know how you're like weightless or whatever, and so they say they see strings around shit. I don't know. I don't believe it. I believe we landed on the moon because fuck, like.
Never know.
I don't want to get punched by Buzz Aldrin.
So birds aren't real.
Okay, so this one's a good one. I'm excited for this one.
The birds aren't real conspiracy is a movement developed by Peter McAdoe 23, who started spreading the idea in 2017. Until December 2021 interview in New York Times, McAdoo stayed in character as a true believer, insisting in media interviews and online that birds aren't real, but rather they are surveillance drones made by the U.S. government. Birds Aren't Real has a staff, and it has organized real-life protests. It brought real-life billboards, and it embezzled vans with their claim. The goal, says McAdoo, is to prodigy, Parody. Parody. The misinformation that Gen Z finds itself stewing in. The experiment revealed that conspiracies sometimes grow by credulity. What the fuck is that word? Anyway, local media sometimes reported on Birds Aren't Real as if it was something young people really believed rather than an elaborate joke. Birds Aren't Real organizers hope the joke will become a force of good by exposing all the ways misinformation thrives. Yes, we have been intentionally spreading misinformation for the past 4 years, but it's with a purpose, McAdoo said. It's about holding up a mirror to America in the internet age.
Yeah, I like this one because a guy spread a rumor trying to get this fucking shit, being like, yo, this is true, birds aren't real, just to see how many people would believe it. Just because he's like, people are so gullible now. They just want to believe in something. They want to be against something. And so when he was like, of course they're fucking real. Like, you guys are idiots. Hopefully you can learn something from this. Of course that's never going to happen because people still believe birds aren't real.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, moving on. So this person you probably won't know, but I'm going to see if you do. Paul McCartney.
I know who he is.
Who?
I mean, I've heard a name, but I don't like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I can't, like, explain who he is.
He's in the Beatles. Do you know who the Beatles are?
Yeah. A band I don't listen to.
I like the Beatles. All right, so the Paul is dead conspiracy goes something like this. On November 9th, 1966, Paul McCartney got into an argument with one of the other Beatles, stormed out of the studio, and was promptly decapitated in a car accident. To cover the whole thing up, the band hired a look-alike and sound-alike. After going through all of this trouble, though, the band then took great pains to drop clues in their album covers and lyrics to hint to the public that something was amiss. For example, on the cover of the Abbey Road album, all four Beatles are photographed striding across a zebra crossing, but only McCartney is barefoot and out of step, and the other out of step with the other three. This must mean something, right? Despite public denials by the band and many, many public appearances by McCartney, fans couldn't just let it be and came together to look for more clues.
Wow, I never heard about that.
So I think I heard about this, but I didn't know the details. But I'm like, that's kind of interesting. It's like kind of like national treasure when they're like, ooh, there's a clue on the dollar bill. Like, let's look at the eyeball or something. On the pyramid, there's an eye on the top of it.
Oh, that's supposed to be Illuminati stuff.
It is. I want to join. Okay.
Oh yeah, this one.
What is it?
The Earth
Is flat.
Oh, I gave you that one specifically because I knew you would love it.
Flat Earth conspiracy theories first arose in the 1950s and have been given new life in the internet age. They're bizarre, almost quaint. After all, even ancient people knew the Earth was round. The Greeks even figured out the planet's circumference in the 3rd century. Since then, astronauts have launched into space and seen the blue marble with their own eyes. But flat Earth believers don't see beyond their own horizon. The line between Earth and sky looks pretty flat, they figure, and all the rest of the evidence gets tossed out the window. On YouTube and message boards, flat earthers spend their time inventing weird physics to try to explain how things like gravity and lunar eclipses could possibly work if the Earth was a flat disk. Things like gravity and lunar eclipses, could possibly work if the Earth was a flat disk. Many are motivated by religious beliefs or the desire to see the universe as a more caring, human-centered place. Michael Wood, a lecturer in psychology at the University of Winchester in England, told Life Science in 2018.
I don't. So there's some people like that. I think like a famous basketball person. I'm not going to say names because I don't want to be wrong and I don't want to get sued. I think they said they're a flat Earth believer, but then there's other people who believe the Earth is not flat
or round.
It's a donut.
Well, a big hole in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh my freaking goodness.
So there's different.
Technically, there is a big hole in the middle. It's called a molten core, but
right.
I mean, so technically they're not wrong, but it's not
there's
hollow.
There's stuff in it, and it's wet.
Yeah, it's wet and gooey. It's called lava.
Touch it. Okay. This is my last one. This is another interesting one, and I think it could possibly be true. John F. Kennedy's assassination. John F. Kennedy was shot in 1963 in a Dallas motorcade. But did Lee Harvey Oswald act alone? Or was there a second gunman on the grassy knoll? These questions are the gateway to a vast arena of conspiracy theories that have spawned endless speculation in hundreds of books, articles, and films. It didn't help that Lee Harvey Oswald was murdered in the basement of a Dallas police headquarters while surrounded by police officers only 2 days after the assassination, and by a guy with ties to the mob. The whole thing stunk, people figured. Plenty of shadowy culprits have been suggested as the masterminds of the Kennedy assassination. Fidel Castro's government, or maybe anti-Castro activists, or organized crime, or the CIA, or Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson, or, well, the thing about presidents is it turns out they have a lot of enemies. The Warren Commission report produced by the official investigation into Kennedy's death found no evidence of overarching conspiracies, though plenty of theories still flourish. This one, I watched a documentary on it, and it blew my mind because I just was like, oh, okay, Lee Harvey Oswald did it, whatevs. No, Lee Harvey Oswald was in the... I think he was in the building.
Yeah, he was in some building.
He was in some building, but the way the angle of the shot was, it was from like straight on. It wasn't angled. Mm-hmm. So... somebody had to have done it in the grassy knoll, and there's a picture of somebody who has a gun in the grassy knoll, and they have like a dark jacket on and sunglasses on, and I was like, it's that fucker.
I mean, they could easily change pictures around.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I was just like saying,
if I always fuck up this word, trajectory of the bullet is not at an angle, then yeah, it had to be someone. Because I think they just needed someone to blame, and.
Or it was
they blamed him.
The CIA. I don't know. I'm not going to say stuff because I don't want to get arrested.
Or you don't want to get shot. You want to put a target on your back. But I'm just going to say at the end of all these, I'm just going to look at. No, don't put it away because I want to look at them and I want to count which ones that I think are true. And I'm just going to say that. I'm not going to say which ones. Lizard people run the United States government. I believe this one.
And the idea that the U.S. government, or perhaps the entire world government, is run by reptilian humanoids is out there, to say the least. It's like, is ... out there, to say the least. And yet people holding this belief have done real damage. For example, a man who detonated a bomb in the downtown Nashville, Tennessee on Christmas Day 2020 had written a friend about his belief that lizard people walked the planet, disguised as humans. Warner killed himself, damaged 41 buildings, and injured 3 in the bombing. The reptilian conspiracy theory got a small signal boost with the death of Queen Elizabeth II in September 2022. According to Pilofact, Facebook flagged and removed multiple posts after the Queen's death, calling the monarch a reptile and linking to strange videos claiming the entire royal family is reptilian. Jesus.
Okay. Do I think the government's run by lizard people? No. But do I think they're out there? Yes.
Lizard people?
Yeah. Because it's aliens. They're like, there's different types of aliens, and so lizard people are one of them. They're not the good ones or the bad ones. I read this thing online. It was called the Alien Race, and it like broke down different types of aliens. And this was supposed to be like from the government's notes or whatever. So I don't know if that was true or not, but I believe stuff. Okay, so I'm going to read through my topics, and you're just going to count on your fingers. You don't have to say if you believe them or not. And then you'll read through yours, and we can both count. Okay, so 9/11. Princess Diana. Subliminal advertising. Moon landing hoax. Paul McCartney's death. John F. Kennedy's assassination. Now yours.
Roswell crash and cover up. Chemtrails, COVID and 5G, birds aren't real, the earth is flat. And then the lizard people is the last one.
Okay, so we have 12 total. I have 9.
I have 8 out of 12
that we believe in. Which one are they?
I know, right?
You'll never know.
You'll never know. I'm sure y'all can probably guess, but
that was good. I love conspiracy theories.
I mean, that was another thing I was talking to a buddy at work about. Is like, with most conspiracy theories that I guess have been happening in the last maybe 5 to 10, 20 years have almost all been true.
Right.
Like, it doesn't happen then, but like 6 months or a year later, what they claim as a conspiracy theory ends up being a real thing. So
Pizzagate. Do I know what that is? No, but I heard about it. Apparently it's true.
I don't know what Pizzagate is.
Anyway, so that is our episode, folks. If you have not watched the movie, please watch Prey. You can also watch it on Hulu, which was really good. And then just like read up on topics like of conspiracy theories. If you have a good conspiracy theory you want to share with us, definitely email us. You can email us at inforthenight69@gmail.com, or you can also go to our website, inforthenightpodcast.com, and contact us there under the contact tab. What else can you find on our website?
Patreonsies and merchies.
Yeah, Patreon and merch. You can find our merch site there. You just click on it and it brings you to the website, and we have a shit ton of stuff and pretty decent pricing, as well as our Patreon. If you love us so much you want to donate to the cause, definitely do that. We give our dogs treats, and they're not the shitty normal ones that I want to purchase for them, because apparently there's a bunch of shit in there, so they're expensive.
There is a bunch of shit in there.
So these dogs are always hungry, and they're fancy, so they need fancy treats. But anyway, so definitely donate if you can, if you will. You do get different things with each tier. You just look at them. I'm not even going to list it. And if you want to own the podcast for one episode, be one of the higher donors, and then you can choose the movie and a topic, and then we just have to do it. Mm-hmm. But there are parameters. That'd
be really interesting. Yeah, there are parameters, like no religious and political stuff.
Yeah, avoid that. And not super serious, both movie and topic.
Or racist stuff.
But other than that, that's it. Next episode, we have an awesome movie I've been thinking about recently. It is called Guns Akimbo.
Never heard of it.
It has Daniel Radcliffe in it. This movie you can find on Vudu and Redbox, Amazon Prime. All of these, I believe, you have to rent. So this is just like a rental one. I'm sorry, but this one was on my list, and I wanted to see it because it looked interesting. Do you remember your topic?
It's going to take me a second to think. Of time warping?
Time travel. Where would you go if you could time travel?
Where would I go if I could? Where would you go if you can time travel?
Okay, so that's going to be a fun one. Where would you go if you could time travel? That's what we're going to cover next time. But I hope this episode brought you some joy and gave you a reason to stay in for the night.
And until next time, peeps, peace out.